your knowledge on the different topics. So again, today we are here with a communication skill webinar, and our keynote speaker is Sharda Chakraborty, ma'am. Before introducing about our keynote speaker, it's time to introduce and welcome our founder, that is Dr. Harshvardhan Singh. So, Dr. Harshvardhan Singh, sir, is a founder and chairperson of Prithvi Association India. This association is currently working in more than 10 countries. More than 10,000 academicians are benefiting under the banner of this association. Prithvi Association India is a non-profit organization for education leaders and other stakeholders with the purpose to facilitate knowledge sharing, empower education leaders to provide financial aid to those educators who are jobless, and instilling leadership in the education sector. Dr. Harshvardhan Singh sir has more than 10 years of experience in the field of education. He is multi-personality, experienced consultant, instructor, educator, facilitator, motivator, and inspiring public speaker with a vast understanding and knowledge. Honored with more than 50 plus nations and international award as Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan Rashtriya Award, Rashtriya Shiksha Ratan Samman, Educator of the Year 2021, World Best Mentor Award, Dedicated Educationist, All India Education Award 2021, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam International Award of Excellence 2021, Shiksha Padam Samman, Impeccable Creative Thinker Award, Guru Parva Samman, National Earth Care Award, and many more. So this is all about our founder, Dr. Harshvardhan Singh, sir. Now it's time to introduce our keynote speaker of today's, Mrs. Sharda Chakraborty, ma'am, is a founder and director of Golden Future Counseling and Consultancy. She is PGT Biology of 20 plus years experience, certified career counselor, NLP practitioner, member spouse of Toastmaster Club, certified soft skill trainer, certified POSH Act 2013 trainer, AIEF resource person, author of career advice and guidance. Oh my God, this is very less to talk about our keynote speaker. We are glad to have you, Mrs. Sharda Chakraborty, ma'am, over here to speak on communication skills and to impart your knowledge and to enhance our participants about it. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening, Prithvi ma'am. Thank you for the lovely introduction. Good evening, Harshvardhan sir. And because of Harshvardhan sir and Paai family, I'm here again. And this is the platform which is very close to my heart. And when I spoke first time to sir, with sir, it was overwhelming. I was overwhelmed by his vision, mission, and what he is doing for the educators. So thank you, sir, and thank you, Paai family, for giving me this opportunity to talk today. And thank you, Prithvi ma'am, for such a lovely introduction. Thank you so much. So I'll start with my today's beautiful topic, that is the communication. I'm not only going to talk about communication, it is effective communications. We all talk. I'm talking to you just now. Prithvi ma'am has spoken so beautiful words about the Paai family and about me, and really overwhelmed. So communication, we can all communicate, isn't it? We all communicate, but still communication is one of the #1 soft skills today. Good evening, sir. Nice to see you. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity. Always, Paai is very close to my heart because you are the one who gave me so much of confidence and this platform, such a big national and international platform. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your warm words. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So with your permission, I'm going to start my today's PPT presentation. Thank you so much to everybody, and my gratitude to everyone for coming and joining today's session. And of course, I am pretty sure you're going to get so much of help. Let me tell something about myself first. I was not at all an effective communicator. I used to talk so much, but I think it was not effective because when I was called upon the stage, I used to shake. A chill used to run in my spine, and I used to tremble. And I used to think about Goddess Sita. This, let this, soil, the earth just get apart and I go down. That was my reaction when I was called on the stage. But today, see, I'm here speaking in front of you, teaching about the effective communication. Isn't it wonderful? So today, I am pretty sure after this, you are going to get benefited. So let me start my PPT. Okay, just now ma'am has introduced me. So this is me, PGT Biology of 20 plus years of experience. Yes, but I was never an effective communicator. Certified career counselor, NLP practitioner, and I forgot to mention one more most important degree which I have, that is the Paai family, West Bengal. I'm the state president of Paai, West Bengal. And because of that, I'm here today. I'm also the member of Sprout Toastmaster International Club, certified soft skill trainer, Poshak trainer, and few more, but I'm not going to go into that. Let's move into this effective communication, or we can call it communication skills. Okay, so what is the objective? Why we are here? The major objective of the presentation is to gap. What is the gap in between the communication gap? So I will ensure that whenever you communicate, you always get the desired response after this presentation. So this is my objective of today's presentation. So reasons. When communication is effective, I'm talking about the educator point of view and also as an individual. But let's talk about the student and the teacher benefit. Communication makes learning easier when we talk with the students, when we are open up with them. They come to us with their problems, and it also helps achieve the students their desired goals. It also increases opportunities for expanded learning, strengthens the connection between student and teacher, and creates an overall positive experience, isn't it? We are all educators, and we want the classroom environment is full of positivity. So when we communicate, they also come and tell us there are few problems about their family, or why they were not able to do their homework, or what went wrong. So it will help us, and also help them. We can also help them to study properly, and they can also do everything without fear. It also reduces conflict. When we talk, when we explain our point of view, then there is, I think, the chances of conflict goes off. It builds and maintains relationship. Of course, when we talk effectively, the relationship becomes stronger. It also increases the self-esteem of a child. When the child is coming to us, we are listening and we are giving them confidence. So what happens? The child becomes more and more confident, and he has more and more self-esteem. Class performance, of course. The class performance goes high because the child knows the teacher is there whom I can communicate, and the teacher will understand my problem. And as a result, there is a lot of conversation, open conversation going in the class, and the students, they learn from each other the way we are doing every day, every Saturdays, and today is the day Tuesday, when we are meeting and we are listening to each other and enhancing our knowledge. And of course, the professional growth of the teacher also. When we want to go for an interview And when we talk effectively, when we communicate effectively, our growth, of course, increases. If a teacher can communicate, he or she can present the report or any presentation in front of the management, in front of the principal, or in front of the class or the school effectively. And what will happen? Of course, their professional growth, they will increase professionally. And of course, when we grow professionally, our salary also increases. So money also goes high. So now, very beautiful saying by Robert Frost, half the world is filled with people who have something to say and can't say it, like me. And other half of people have nothing to say and keep on saying it. My previous version, which I was like this, keep on saying, but without meaning. So communication is easy. Anytime, anywhere, anyhow. But is it always effective? Tell me, it's not effective. You are not also satisfied after the communication is over, isn't it? So there's the whole world of difference between communication and effective communication. So how many of you have experience like when you are saying it was not that effective, and when you go home and then you think I should have added these few points in it? Anyone who wants to say, add anything here? Have you ever felt what I used to feel when I was the previous version? Anybody? Okay, so you all were great speaker. I think so. Communicator. Okay, Kiran ma'am wants to say something. Do you want to add something, Kiran ma'am?
गुड इवनिंग मैम.
Good evening.
मैम कम्युनिकेशन तो ये है कि अगर हम लोग किसी से स्टूडेंट से ही अगर इनकेस बात करते हैं या जिस तरह से हम रिस्पॉन्स चाहते हैं, जब उनकी तरफ से वो रिस्पॉन्स नहीं मिलता तो हमारा कम्युनिकेशन एक तरह से जीरो हो जाता है, वो फेल हो जाता है. अगर हम लोग पेरेंट्स से बात करते हैं जिस वे से हम चाह रहे हैं कि उनकी तरफ से रिस्पॉन्स हो, जब हमारा वे ऑफ टॉकिंग उन लोगों से मैच नहीं होता, वो अपने ही क्राइटेरिया से बात करते हैं, तो भी हमारा कम्युनिकेशन जो है वो फेल हो जाता है.
Absolutely, बिल्कुल ठीक बोला किरण मैम. Because when I came to West Bengal, I came from North India, and I didn't know one word of Bengali. I couldn't speak Bengali. मेरे को कुछ समझ में नहीं आता था. जब कोई मुझसे बात करता था तब मुझे ना लगा कि अगर मैं पेरेंट्स के साथ उनकी लैंग्वेज में अगर बात नहीं कर पाई तो कम्युनिकेशन इफेक्टिव नहीं होगा. And now I can speak fluent Bengali. Being a North Indian, I can speak very good Bengali, and I'm so proud of it कि मैंने regional language इतनी अच्छी तरीके से सीखी है. Thank you, Kiran ma'am, for adding the value. So now we will again move to our next slide. So what is communication? Rightly said, it is an exchange of ideas, thoughts, feeling between two or more entities, okay? Me and the one who is listening to me. We communicate our thoughts, feelings to family, friends, student, co-worker, strangers, every hour, every day. When we travel by bus, we are talking to so many strangers, or when we go by train, communication is very, very important. Sometimes we have seen, like, the people just sitting in our compartment, they become so very good friends, and when they get down in their stations, we exchange numbers and we make promises like we are going to be in touch. Why? Because the person with whom we were communicating had a very effective communication. Maybe you also had it. So this is nothing but transfer of ideas from one person to another. So, kya zarurat hai? What is the need of effective communications? See, you have seen infants, they cry, they keep on crying, and we don't even understand what they want to say. So sometimes we don't know whether they are having stomach problem, or they're having indigestion, or they are feeling hungry. It's very difficult. Child, when they grow up little much, so they don't have that much of words in their vocabulary. So either they tell they by the actions, or in their lack of words, we are not able to understand why what they want to communicate many a times. And sometimes adults, they also have lack of words. उनको भी नहीं पता कि words कौन सा बोलना है. They are not able to put across the thoughts and ideas to the other person. So in order to avoid these problems, there is the need of effective communication. So now, what are the components of effective communication? When we are talking, whom do we need? Sender, like me. When the person who wants to share the ideas and the thoughts, the message, for example, I'm talking to you, this is the message. And the receiver or the receivers to whom this message is going. So your three components are very important for an effective communications. First, you should have a person who needs to convey the thoughts, and the second, the message, and the third, the receivers to whom this message is going to. So now, what is the difference between a good and effective communications? Of course, we all are good communicators. Our family, we have so many extended family, friends, and this Paai family. When I met them for the very first time in the offline mode, and it never I could not even think for once that I've never met them. I met those beautiful people around myself, and I was surrounded with these people, and they were looking as if like they are mine, because we were communicating. Many a times we were meeting 2 times sometimes, or once in a week, but we were talking, we were listening to each other, and we were also learning something or the other from each and every respected members of Paai family. So this is, like for example, if I am able to communicate my thoughts and the person to whom I have communicated has understood, it means that the communication was effective. Like for example, if I go, one of my parents, they come, they don't know Hindi, or they don't even know English. And if I go there and I start talking to them in English about their children, about the student whom I want to encourage, or I want to complain, and they just pick a few words from the communication. So the communication is not effective. It is a good communication. I'm communicating in a very good way. I'm speaking very nicely, but the receiver is not able to take what I am saying, what I'm conveying. So if the person is also acknowledging, the receiver is acknowledging what I have to convey, what I have conveyed, then it becomes the deciding factor, or I can say, or anyone can say, the communication was effective. And in this way, we can understand. For example, in the class also, we are talking, but at the end, when we ask few questions and the students, they are not able to understand. Now, according to National Education Policy, it means that you were not able to convey the message that effectively. So conveying message is very, very important. Everybody is a good communicator, but to become an effective communicator is very, very important. So what are the types of communication? One is verbal, like I'm talking to you, and one is non-verbal, where I don't need words. I don't need any sentence. Okay, like for example, my body language, like if someone is happy or someone is angry, we can easily understand. Even our children can understand whether we are in good mood or we are in a bad mood. They can easily understand just seeing by our body language. This is the non-verbal communication, when we don't have to use our words. Sometimes I get very, very tired, and I am like, for example, I came late today. So when I was in the corridor in the school, we have a strength of more than 5,000 students. So going dispersal duty, it's so difficult to tell them keep quiet. So I just keep finger on my lips, and I've seen the students, they become very quiet slowly. So this is a non-verbal communication, where they are looking at my body language and they are understanding. So I am very calm and composed at that time, in the dispersal time. Because if I become hyper, the students also, they become hyper. So in order to make them calm, relax, I just make my body language very relaxed. And I'm seeing the difference now. The students, they are going very quietly when they are going home. So this is the verbal and non-verbal communication. So the most effective way of conveying message is by making an eye contact. For example, I am not with you. Today I'm here on the virtual platform. But when I'm directly looking at the camera, you can understand that I'm looking at you. Similarly, if I look here and there, if I'm looking here and there and I'm talking to you, the communication is not effective. So when you are talking, even in the virtual platform, look at the camera and the communication becomes more stronger, more better. So in this way, when you are in the classroom or when you are talking to somebody, make an eye contact. Don't look here and there, which will make the receiver very, very impatient that this person is not interested talking to me. So your body posture should be good. Your facial expression should be good, so that the receiver understands, I am important to this person. And there the communications become effective. And when you want to convey bigger messages, it's not always we can communicate with verbally. So written communications are also very good when you want to convey a bigger message or a more information, or a person is very far. Otherwise, the face also, the mouth, the muscles get very, very tired when you keep on talking, and the person, for example, we are on the offline mode, but most of the time when I have to give a big more information, I type it down in the WhatsApp and send it in the online mode through the WhatsApp messages. So when there's a big message and you don't feel like, and when the students, they want to keep a documentation also, and even you want to keep a documentation, then there should be a written communication. But remember, it should be very clear, keep it short, sweet, and precise, so that it doesn't make the students very boring. We don't want to read a bigger message. To make it in a bullet wise, add some beautiful pictures, some, like emojis and all. We can't add pictures there. Add some emojis to make it more beautiful and more appealing, isn't it? Because the right side of our brain is so very creative. It loves the color. It loves the pictures. So when you add something, it becomes a little more interesting for the students. So sometimes, we have seen this weird messages, though they want to convey, but they are not able to convey the message. See here, like, these are very funny things. Like, since I have to go to my village to sell my land along with my wife, please sanction me 1 week leave. So here, the person wants to say, like, he is going to his village with his wife to sell the land, but while writing, is it the effective? Is it an example of effective communication? Is it? Can you, anybody can understand, can find it out, whether do you think here the person wants to say something very good, isn't it? Like, since I have to go to my village to sell my land along with my wife, see, the meaning becomes very, very different. Means he's going to a village to sell his wife along the land, but he wants to give a message that he is going to village with his wife to sell the land. So there are some examples where if communications become very ineffective, and sometimes they don't convey the message what we want to convey. Are you all understanding? Are you there with me? If you're there with me, you can just type Y in the chat box, so that the communication, of course, becomes effective. We are in the virtual platform. Thank you, Kiran ma'am. You're always there to support. Thank you so much. Okay, Nidhi ma'am, thank you so much. Dr. Raman, Priyanka saying, thank you with my folded hands to be here and today and make this particular communication so very effective. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Mary ma'am. Thank you, Mola ma'am. Thank you so much for being there today and giving me support and giving me confidence to present this presentation effectively. Thank you so much. So these are some examples, like for example, a leave letter given by an employee to take leave for his daughter's marriage. So what he is writing, as I'm marrying my daughter, thank you, Vinita ma'am, thank you so much. As I'm marrying my daughter, thank you, Om Prakash sir, thank you so much for being there. You're always there. My Paai family is always there to support. And for this support, I'm really, very much thankful and lots of gratitude to each one of you. So what he's writing, as I'm marrying my daughter, please grant a week's leave. See, this is also a communication, but is it effective? No, it's not effective. It's just a communication. It's not an effective communication. So here, body language is very important. For example, if I come here, or if I have seen always Harshvardhan sir, always with a smile, he's there making this particular platform so very, very comfortable for a newcomer also. Preeti ma'am always smiling, and I've seen Priyanka ma'am always there supporting. Archana Bajaj ma'am, there she's there, and I have Archana Baj ma'am. They are so very supportive, and with their smile, with their body language, you can understand. Like, yes, this is a very comfortable environment, and you become more and more confident and more energetic to give your best. So body movement is very important, and your vocal delivery. For example, if you're listening a song in a plain tone, let me give you an example. Like if you're in the class and you're speaking in a flat tone, same tone, would you like to listen to, if you go to a movie, cinema, and if the hero or heroine, they're talking in a plain flat voice, would you love? You won't love. You won't even like to go, and you'll come out and say, kya boring acting tha, kitna bore paka diya pura. Because you were not connected with your body language or their tone. It was flat. So it's very important that your voice goes high, low, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. But so that the students, they become very, today is nothing, a storytelling. I used to love listening to the story from my grandmother, my mother, and my children love the same. They used to listen so many stories, so many weird stories. Mothers are very good story makers, they can make instant stories. But if it doesn't have high and low, they used to feel so bored. So the students will also feel bored. So your body language should be very good, and you will see that the students, they take the messages given by you in a very dramatic way. I'm a drama queen, become a drama king and queen. Add masalas, spices. Like if you're having a plain food every day, same food, plain. And if there is a pickle, if there is a chutney, the food becomes very tasty. The chaats, the fuchkas, golgappas, add spices to your dishes, spices to your tongue. Similarly, your high and low voice will make the students very interesting in your lessons. And any person who's listening to you can listen to you for hours and hours, will never feel bored. So always work on your body movement. For example, I have written something, like for example, your facial movement. If your eyebrow is raised, so either you are in surprise or sometimes you're interested. If your eyes are contracted, it means you have some irritation, mild irritation. But if you are giving your eye contact is very important. It means you are confident. Or kabhi bhi dekha hoga, sometimes when the student is not looking at your eyes, you understand there is something fishy, garbad ghotala, and you just catch the person. Oh, you have done it. I know, I can understand, because the eye contact. And if the child has a bad eye contact, looking sometimes here, sometimes there, here, there, you should understand that the child is hesitating or the other person is hesitating. He has some hesitation. So open up with them. Lips, sometimes lips curling upward, very happy, like, when we make a smiley like this, curling down, we have seen the sad emojis, means displeasure. Your hands, if they are fist is tight karai, so means they are either disapproving you, or they are in tension, or they are in anger. Okay, so this one. And हाथ हिल रहा है बार बार, आपके साथ बात कर रहा है student, and they are just moving their limbs and hands here and there. Understand, they are very hyperactive. You have to use their energies. You use their energy, make them go to the ground, make them do some work, take my copies, bring this, go and give this message, so that their energy is utilized. Body posture. If somebody is listening to you like this, you're talking, and somebody is leaning like this, means that that person is deeply interested what you are saying. So in this way, through some body movement, you can understand whether a person is surprised or is disapproving you, or hesitation, or deep interest. Isn't it? Remember, when somebody wants to say, hey, come near, aap log just used to lean in front to be more interested what that person is saying. So it shows that how, with the help of these, some of the body movement, you can understand. There's a Greek philosopher, or we have all heard from our parents, though this philosopher Epictetus has famously said, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Mommy, Papa bhi bolte the, when we were, you have got 2 ears to listen, only 1 mouth. So speak less, listen more. If you're speaking, listening should be 50% more. So the thumb rule is that listen to comprehend, not to respond. Always listen, understand what the other person is saying. So now, for effective communication, effective listening is also very important, because if you don't listen, then what will happen? The communication will become here and there, because I am talking, but here there are few members who are listening very effectively, and they have decided today, okay, today what ma'am is saying, let us use it and implement and make ourselves more loving and more acceptable. So always remember, effective listening is very, very important for a effective communication, because when you are listening to somebody, so it's not just like you're listening to that person, it is how you are seeing her tone. Where is it going? Her facial expressions, body language. You have to observe all these things. Remember, as a child, we were very good. Body language, we used to understand. Whenever, like, my father used to be angry, or he was annoyed or irritated with his official work, I used to understand. I never used to go in front of him, because if I go and then ask something, I knew very well that either I'm going to get a slap or he's going to shout at me, because he was very, very tensed at that particular moment. So we are, as a parent, also, we understand the body language of our children. So body language of a student, children, it's very, very important. So effective listening is not only listening the word, but also observing the tone, the facial expressions, and the body language. Now, to listen effectively, what you should do? Like, pay complete attention, like the way you are doing. Do not think ahead. What this person has to say next. That is not your role. Your role is only listening. So don't think what now she'll going next and how I will analyze it. Just forget. And also, don't rehearse your comments. Means what you want to say. Don't rehearse it. Let them finish and then come to a conclusion. Do not interrupt. Remain silent. Let the other, when the other person is speaking. And this is the ground rule, of course, in our this virtual platform also. We always say, let the speaker speak, then you ask questions, in order so that the communication is effective. Listen for feelings underneath the words, means you understand the feelings also, the language. Try to understand what the person is trying to convey. Read the body language. Be open-minded. Do not judge immediately. Encourage the speaker to continue. For example, clarifying what is being said if necessary. I have seen sometimes here also, like the day when I was seeing, I think Preeti ma'am was there and she was disconnected for a few minutes. Suddenly I saw Archana ma'am. I was traveling that day. Archana ma'am took the stage and she started clarifying what ma'am, Preeti ma'am was telling or conveying that day. And it was so good. So in this way, encourage the speaker to continue and clarify if it is required. Types of listening: active listening. Some of you are active listener. You are listening whatever I'm saying. You are seeing my body language. You are seeing my eye contact. And some are passive listener. They are just listening, are here for the sake of being here. So this is the active listening. Active listeners, they observe everything. And passive listening means they are taking few words and few sentences, and then they are missing the other part. Maybe as a teacher these days, we are so busy. The exams are coming on. Some are making their question papers. Some are making their lesson plans and so many things, schoolwork. And of course, today is a working day and it's not a weekend. So I understand you are also overloaded. The way I am being an educator, I can understand we are doing lots and lots of work. So, but effective communication, if you have, you are going to master. If you are going to master this soft skill, you are going to achieve many things, not in this only in the school, but professionally and personally. You will feel that satisfaction, content, you will be so very happy. So now let's what are the things which are making us so very barriers in listening? Sometimes there are internal barriers. Some of our, I know, like many people like me also, they are having some emotional health problems. Like my mother-in-law is admitted in the nursing home second time. So sometimes physical illness, sometimes mentally we are distracting. Sometimes anger, when we are listening to somebody, we don't want to listen. Sometimes we are biased. Sometimes we don't have any confidence in the speaker. Oh God, why this person is speaking? I don't feel like listening to them. Some are distracted. They are thinking about so many things, just daydreaming mentally. When we say now, our students, you are physically here, but mentally you are not here. Means they are going daydreaming. So this is the internal barriers, which is not helping us in any way, in listening also and in communication also. There are some external barriers. Somewhere you are sitting and you are smelling something, bad smell is coming. So you will not be able to give your 100%. You will not be able to listen. Sometimes, around you, there are some construction work is going on. So much of loud sound. Somewhere in your another room, your mother or your children, they are watching TV, or the teacher, the tuition teacher has come teaching. So this is the external barriers, which are the barriers in our effective listening. I hope you are all understanding. Are you there with me, my dear family members? Because मेरे को लग रहा है like I'm just okay.
Yes, ma'am. It's very interesting and knowledgeable session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much from bottom of my heart. And thank you, sir, also. And thank you to Sonia ma'am. She's not here actually. My gratitude, because I somewhere was thinking it is on 6th and I was mentally prepared, though I had taken this topic and I was preparing it, but my slide was not made. And I made it at 3 o'clock. I started doing it and I finished at 5:15. And I made it because this was my commitment. And I thought, if I speak, because I think, because I'm teaching, if I'm talking about effective communication, so there should be some pictures. Thank you so much, family members. I'm not going to name each one of you, and I respect you all, and I respect your beautiful comments here. Thank you so much, Elizabeth ma'am, Kiran ma'am. Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am, Pinta ma'am. Thank you so much for this encouragement. So now, when we are communicating verbally, means like the way I'm doing, the way we do in the classroom. So when we are communicating verbally, always keep an open mind. Don't presume what they will say, or let them complete. Ask a specific question if you want a specific answer. If you want not the vague answers, questions you are asking, but you are looking for a specific answer. Remember, we do it when we are checking the questions, answers in the examination time, answer script, and we just see the student is writing vague answers. So somewhere our question was not framed properly. Suppose if I want 2 points, I should mention 2 points. Answer, give 2 points. And or if you want 5 points, we write it so that the child becomes specific. So similarly, if you want a specific answer, ask a specific question. And if you are on a telephonic conversation this time, suppose Harshvardhan sir has called the national team member. You're listening to him. But if you're not noting down, I have seen Harshvardhan sir in between, he makes a note. Such a good habit, like this habit, I'm not able to develop also. And I have seen him, I think he has a diary also. He maintains a diary where he is constantly writing some or the other point. And that is very good. And that is the way he is organizing this family. He's organizing and expanding because he has notes of everything. And we just think, this brain is very, very, hypnotizes us. And the time when someone is saying something, our brain says, no need to note. I can learn. I have a note everything in my ear. But after 5-10 minutes, just remember, recall, you will forget 2-3 points. So it's better you write, especially when it's a telephonic conversation or like the virtual, or when your principal or anyone is calling you up. So please try to speak in a natural tone to create a warm environment. Example, today I'm communicating with you in my natural tone. It's not like, it's the way I talk every time. I talk like this every time. And so the environment becomes very warm. It looks like as if I'm communicating with my family member. The way I talk to my children, the way I talk to my husband. So similarly, husband, sometimes my tone goes up. That is different. Here, like it's a warm environment. Use humor where and when appropriate. Sometimes it becomes so very monotonous, isn't it? We are talking, add some masalas. Masala is very important. Make it spicy and just, move it. Just sometimes, go a little away. Just, Thorsa, you also need, just if you break that monotonous environment, even in the class, the class will become so very interesting. I have 2 periods regularly in class 11 and 12. And those grown-up children, will they listen to me what I'm saying for about, if I say it's 30 minutes, it's not 30, 60 minutes, 1 hour. Is it possible to listen to a teacher for 1 hour? So in between, just add some humor and just talk to them. Avoid using unclear, complex words. What is the idea? If I am not able to convey from my heart and I'm using very good vocabulary, the words which are not even known to many people, like way the Honorable ex-minister Shashi Tharoor, with lots of respect, he uses wonderful words. But for that, everyone will have to use a dictionary because they are so very complex. And the time he jumps to the next sentence, you are not clear about the previous one. So we don't want to prove our supremacy in front of everybody. This is the communication from the heart, and it should reach the heart, and then only it becomes effective. And always try to put yourself in other situation and just respond accordingly. Okay, and do give relevant feedback. Try to give relevant, because when you give relevant feedback, it really encourages the speaker, and they feel so good that yes, they were listening to me, and they were listening so effectively and with so much of their mind and soul, that they have given me this important feedback. So it always feels so good. So tips for effective communication: when you're writing, use simple language, order your thoughts, plan what I have to say first, what I have to say second, and in this way, order your thoughts. Visualize. The reader, means for whom you're writing, is reading your report or letter. And you also read your letter after a while. After you write, just read it. And you will see that you will also find lots of mistakes, and you can add, you can delete, you can add some beautiful words, write meaningful headings, and use colorful images and visuals wherever possible. I have used some graphics and all. And in last few slides, I have done beautiful, some good quotes. So the good you find in others is in you too. If you're finding something like, so many members are saying it's interesting, because you are interesting. You are a good soul, and therefore you're finding this goodness in me. So the good you find in others is in you too. So always remember. So because whatever you're giving is actually your reflection. We always see the reflection, isn't it? When we are seeing in the mirror, whom do we see? We see ourselves. And if you are seeing a beautiful face of yours, smiling face, isn't it? You feel good when you get ready and you see yourself in the mirror. It's you're seeing, and you feel happy when you are very beautifully dressed, or you're happy. You're happy from core of your heart. So you love to see, isn't it? I love to see. So be your best self, become the beautiful pearls, and be your best. What you see in others shows you yourself, I just say. Because if you see, today my communication was effective. It's because you somewhere are effective communicators. See the best in others, and you will be your best. I do this. I always do this. So see the best in others, and you will be your best. With this, I end up my presentation. Thank you so very much for being so wonderful communicators and listening to my each and every word so nicely. And over to you, Preeti ma'am. Thank you so much.
Not Preeti ma'am, it's Anju Kumari ma'am. Anju Kumari ma'am, over to you. मैं चाहूंगा कि अंजू मैम जो है वोट ऑफ थैंक्स जो है वो करें. ओवर टू यू अंजू मैम.
Thank you so much, Sharda Chakraborty ma'am. First of all, let me say very good communication.
मैम आपके ये वॉइस कट रहे हैं मैम.
अंजू मैम, you are not audible. Your voice is breaking. Okay, I think कुछ नेटवर्क इश्यूज है, तो मैं डायरेक्टली थैंक यू बोल देता हूँ. थैंक यू सो मच शारदा मैम, आपने वाकई में उन सब चीजों को जो है ना हाईलाइट करने के पूरा अपने जो है फर्ज निभाया है। मैं कोशिश नहीं कर सकता हूँ क्योंकि आपने उस चीज को जो है फाइनली टच किया है, जो चीज आज हमारे रिस्पेक्टेड एडुकेटर्स जो है आपसे सुनना चाहते हैं। तो अगेन थैंक यू सो मच मैम फॉर योर
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening,
Good evening,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, Monica ma'am, please.